I love the diversity of the city, with there being people from all different nations and a lot of immigrants that are new to the United States.
I love riding the bus, and I might not hear anybody speaking English, but I hear maybe 8 other languages.
For me, San Francisco is an amazing city. God has changed my personal life through coming here.
I love how real it is. It's a city where everything goes, but people are also willing to talk about just about anything.
You know, I just fell in love with the city naturally.
There's just a great openness in people's lives to let you speak into it and to share their lives with you.
I keep saying it and I hope it's not getting repetitive, but YWAM has got to be one of the most awesome things about San Francisco.
In 1900, just 8% of the world lived in cities. Today, half the world lives in urban settings, and the other 3 billion are being urbanized.
For the first time that I know of in human history, the peoples of the world are moving into the cities, and we have more population in the cities of the nations than we do in the rural areas.
With its steep hills, ocean views, and many distinct neighborhoods, San Francisco is both beautiful and diverse. While it is an important center for finance, technology, tourism, and culture, it is also a mission field. Developed as a port city and built up during the gold rush, San Francisco attracted many independent-spirited entrepreneurs. But today, many never make their fortunes, and the streets of San Francisco become home to runaways and homeless people caught up in drugs and prostitution.
There's a lot of unemployment, a lot of poverty, a lot of kids kind of trying to make a way, and all those things kind of lead to a lot of problems with gangs, and selling drugs is an option to make quick money.
In the area that we live in, there's actually a lot of massage parlors where we've heard that there is a lot of sex trafficking. So women that are coming in from South America or Asia, even Europe, they're being brought in under false pretenses, and then they're trapped here with no passport to get away.
Since its beginning in 1989, Youth with a Mission San Francisco has focused most of its ministry on reaching the inner-city children, street kids, drug addicts, and prostitutes in and around the Tenderloin district.
Working with street kids is unbelievable, especially our street kids, just because they're not your normal street kids like youth, but they range between the age of 16 and 35.
Once a week in the evening, the street team goes out to Polk Street with nothing more than hot chocolate, which they offer to anyone who would like a warm drink and someone to talk to.
Well, YWAM, it's like a thorn in my side, right? Because I'd be out there doing all this crazy stuff, and then there'd be these kids out there, like wee hours of the morning, cups of chocolate, and like hope. And it was a painful reminder that what I was doing was just garbage. But it always wrecked my whole day. It really would, because I'd just be like, man, I know better. And ultimately, I got to know Rhonda and I guess some of her friends.
The people here are desperate for God. We want to see God move in the city. We want to see revival. And we know that the people are hungry, and we just need people to reach out, to pour out to the city, to give their lives up for the city, and it's worth it.
Reach Up is a daily program providing showers, meals, work duties, prayer, worship, and Bible study for those living on the street. It gives staff an opportunity to build relationships and speak into the lives of participants.
I love these street guys because they all have different stories. They all have different experiences, and to hear them every day share about their life and where they've been through, to me, it's a joy, it's a pleasure.
I guess when I look back, God was pretty evident and present in my life, but I didn't see him then. So it was very isolated feeling, very alone.
The funniest people, the smartest people, the most exciting people are my friends on the street, and it kind of hits me that every night I go to bed upstairs in a warm, but yet they're trying to find an alleyway to sleep in, or even a doorway like this, and for them to come every morning is something that just impacts me.
You're almost put in this position where You don't care if you screw it off, you go into a program, you don't care if you mess it up, because there's so many other programs that, oh, well, I can just go into another program, I can just go do all the other resources.
And we'll continually meet up with people and just show them that we love them and that we care for them. And whether they want to know us immediately or not, you know, sometimes it takes a lot more time to build trust with people. We visit them in jail, if people go into jail, and usually we really ask God for the ones that are lonely and the ones that are feeling really kind of isolated in the city, and they're the ones we kind of target and reach out to.
Obviously you can't expect them to have their life change in 1 week, and if you expect that, you're going to get down a lot. But I think to me, just for them to stay in a shelter for a week is a big deal to me.
Bayview Hunters Point has also been known as a dangerous area to live in, but YWAM doesn't quite see it that way.
In this neighborhood, there's a lot of really wonderful families, and community is really a hallmark of the neighborhood. And so the families are struggling with poverty, there's gang violence and drug issues going on in the neighborhood, but the families are really strong and really trying to do a good job with their children.
The staff of the Oakdale Youth House live in the neighborhood and offer a safe environment where kids can grow in their relationships with God and in their academics.
We have a summer day camp which is for 6 weeks over the summer, and it's for 5 to 12-year-olds, and we have like Bible lessons and games and crafts and sports and a reading program and things like that. Then we also have a after-school program which is throughout the year, and that's for a smaller number of kids, focusing mainly on educational needs.
Because there's a lot of really wonderful churches in the neighborhood, and many of them have bivocational pastors or they're small congregations, and so youth groups aren't too common, and so we try to fill the gap for those teenagers.
A lot of them have kind of seen a lot of difficult and painful things, and that they've grown up quickly because of that, and they don't always see themselves the way that God sees them. So in terms of like moving forward and being who they are and stepping into the things that God has for them, that's sometimes a struggle for them.
I think when the media talks about Bayview Hunters Point, they tend to talk about the negative things, and so I just love to get the word out that there are wonderful children here, that they're not children that are getting in trouble, but they're just children that are trying to do a good job like any other children, and so I enjoy being able to be part of their lives.
Youth with a Mission San Francisco offers the Urban Discipleship Training School. DTS, as it's known, helps students know God better and grow in their ability to make Him known in an urban setting or in preparation for work overseas. They also offer several short-term opportunities for both YWAM and the church in helping the street people of the city rediscover their gifts and potential, and the one who created them that way.
We bring over 1,500 students from all through junior high, college age on up.
The students who come through and do things like this, it changes their lives. Like, it changes their perspective on homeless people. It changes the way they think about people in general. It teaches a lot of them just to not pass judgment on people. These students are taking out a sack lunch for themselves and for a homeless person and just sitting down and eating lunch with them. So just kind of blessing them both with food and with conversation and friendship, and just with a listening ear that a lot of people out here don't get a lot.
They come in and they have an idea of what a homeless person looks like. They have an expectation of what a prostitute will act like or speak like. But most of those people have never actually sat down and ministered to that kind of person. And honestly, from my experience, when people do come in, they sit on the street with them or they hand them a cup of hot chocolate and they begin to talk, they realize that they're not too different to themselves.
Coming to San Francisco Mission Avengers, it's not just about reaching out to the city. It's about seeing your kids changed for God forever. They're going to be pouring out themselves, their lives out into our neighborhood. And then the best part is that when they go home, they're changed.
The 21st century brings a challenge for Christians to pioneer our cities. We can't afford to abandon them. They determine the destiny of our nations.